by the truck. That's where the meter is. The electric service is back here. All right. I have a light pole, a secure light pole right here, which that has no, just has a little T off of it underground to run that during the day. So, and I have trees, nice big beautiful oak trees and persimmon trees and oak trees, and that's my favorite. That's my pecan tree. We named him Hubert. Knock a fence down and build back there in that back corner, which means I'd have to trench a new line from here all the way across the yard back there, because they won't come in and just tee off to a service to a shop. It's something that my electric company is responsible for. They won't let anybody else do that. They'll trench it. They're going to charge you, but they'll put it wherever you want it. But it's going to be on their price, and there's going to be no messing around with it. I'm going to go from this post 10 foot out and just make a square 40 foot right here. Right. So once you decide where you're going to go, then you have to decide what you're going to do, whether it's going to be a wood frame or it's going to be steel framing. All right. And for me, because it's going to have sparks, welding, things like that, gas, that sort of thing, we're going steel, because the last thing I want to do is spend the money to build this thing and burn it down. All right. So the other thing about that is that a wood frame building, same design, is more than twice the cost of a steel frame building. There's nobody out there that can do wood frame for, it's just the economics of what we're at right now. Steel frame, bendable steel frame, just connected and bolted together, is labor-wise is cheaper, materials-wise is cheaper, and you end up with the exact same design. The exact same design. It's going to look exactly the same on the outside. It's just going to be steel framed as opposed to wood framed. The design I'm looking for seems you're running 46 to 56 wood frame. It's running 18 to 22 steel. And that's more than half price. And that's a big deciding factor. Now, concrete is concrete. You know, you're going to pay for that no matter what. But there are vendors out there that have better deals, that have more volume, that can make you a better deal sometimes. After you've decided what type of building you're going to do, then you have to start getting bids. And that means what I did is I just made a simple picture that I took I drew a picture, and I took a picture of it and put it on my phone. And when I message these people, I take that picture and put it there along with the message, so they kind of have a ballpark of what I'm looking for. All right. So I've put it out there to a bunch of companies. I've had a bunch of responses, and it seems to be they're all pretty close. Like I said, the wood frames are what they are, and the metal frames are what they are, and they all seem to need about 3 to 4 weeks out after a down payment to make the design, to have it built and have it ready to drop on the slab, which the steel company, the producer with the design, will have a design for you to give to your concrete guys so they know where the footings need to be. Because even though it's a steel building, it's still got to have footings, because they want to have a good place to connect the steel to so it don't move. Okay. If you take your time and you decide what you want and you work from there, baby steps, little baby steps, every step you take will get farther. But the first week, it's a lot. It's a lot of information to retain, a lot of things to do. I did a lot of studying. I went down the rabbit hole and did a bunch of studying about this thing, watched a bunch of videos, asked a bunch of people I know. My son-in-law, one of them, which he's the electrician, and he's going to be one to be helping me wire this thing up. It can be overwhelming. Really can. There's a lot to it. But if I wanted to, if I really wanted to, I could hire a general contractor, which is an extra expense. A general contractor is just the guy that takes your place and handles everything. You just write checks, and he makes sure everything clicks in place the way you want to. He does all the legwork, which, if you have the pocket and the money for it, and if you're busy and you don't have time and you just want it up, that would be the way to go. I don't have any way of telling you how to find a good one. Word of mouth is one of the best. If you're an older guy, if you're in your 50s like me, you know everybody in the county, all right? And you know, you have a lot of friends that's had a lot of things done, and you know who to ask of who is good and who is bad and who you can trust and who you can't. And that's the big thing about a contractor and builders and concrete guys and everything is, do you trust them? I've learned over the years that if you have that itch on the back of your neck, like this just doesn't seem right, or you just don't like this person, or you have a sit down with them or a phone call and it just doesn't seem to work, then don't do it. You'll be better off, less stressed. Everything will be peaches and cream. But if you're working with people you don't trust and you don't feel comfortable with and you don't think are going to do you a good job, it doesn't make any sense for you to do it. Just my opinion on that, okay? So this is the first step. I'm just a week in. I'm getting bids. I'm shaking hands and kissing babies and getting phone calls and making phone calls and sending out emails and sending out packages and sending out this and sending out that and getting information back. And I got a notebook that I'm writing everything down, phone numbers, email addresses, information, bid amounts, because living life, having another business on top of it, and then trying to wrangle this can be a little bit daunting. You never take the first bid, ever, okay? That's the one rule I want. You never take the first bid. Doesn't matter how good it sounds and how good you feel about it. You get multiple, 6+ bids, okay? Now, where do you go get your bids? Well, what I started with was on Facebook. And you can go on Facebook and you can just do a little search and say new shop building. And Facebook listens, okay? I'm sorry. The algorithm of Facebook, it listens. And next thing I know, hour later, I've got this building and that building and that building and that building. I got commercial I got ad after ad after ad after ad that popped up on my Facebook feed, okay? So all I did was I made a little picture up of what I was looking for, and you just click that message us. And you just say, I need this size by this size by this tall, and here's the picture of what I'm looking for. And send it. And they will reach out. Trust me, it's most of the times within an hour, if not the next day. You will get information. You'll get stuff back and forth. You'll be phone tagging like crazy. And it'll take up a lot of your time, and it can be aggravating, but it's a necessary evil, and it works, okay? That's how I got my bid. Is the first place is you can go low. I also went local. There's some general contractors around here and builders, and I got some bids from them. And so you're going to pile them up and make a list and get the scribble pad out, because you're going to be taking notes and going to be taking phone calls. And some of them, when they call up, they'll ask you for your phone number, because they'll want to, the designer is the one you're going to talk to. You're going to want to, he's going to want to talk to you about specifics. What doors do you want? What size windows do you want? If you don't want windows, what color you're thinking, how tall you need to be, all kinds of stuff. And they'll just walk you through the process. I did that probably a dozen times over the last week. Okay. And then they'll get your email address, and they'll send you a prospectus with pictures of what it will look like, or what it could look like. And then if you like it, then they'll work it up and they'll send you an itemized bid. Okay. Is that wood frame buildings and steel buildings are not the same price. Okay. A wood frame building is going to be at least twice as much as a steel framed building. It's just the way it is. It's just the way lumber is right now. It's just expensive. They're going to look the same once it's finished. But on the inside, wood frame is going to cost you more. And the floor pad is going to be different, because wood frame, usually they take those concrete cylinders and they dig holes in the ground and they fill them with concrete, and make a perimeter pad or perimeter footings for the beams. Whereas a bent steel frame building, all it needs is most of them require a 12-inch footer and then a 4-inch pour for the slab. So it's 6 to 1, half dozen the other when it comes to the concrete. Now, when it comes to the building, that's another story. I mean, if you're trying to get through this with some kind of semblance of a budget, if you absolutely must have wood frame and you got deep enough pocket, okay, good. But just letting you know up front, steel frame is going to be more than half of what a wood frame is going to be. More. No, get multiple bids. Okay, so I got local intent, and so I ended up with a specific company that actually came in. They were having a sale. They actually came in about $7,000 less than the rest of them for steel. Okay, and once I got that bid, I said, well, you think that all the rest of them are running about the same amount, about the same number for the exact same size, same picture, same information. And then all of a sudden I get this one come in that's almost $7,000 less. And it makes you raise the eyebrow and get skeptical. Okay, so I got online and I Googled, this company. And they had 4,000 sales and a 99% satisfaction rate. Hey, guys, that's a no-brainer. Okay, Google them and see what their history is like. And it doesn't matter how good, a good salesman can sell you anything. He can make you feel comfortable and sell you anything. But bottom line is word of mouth and people giving, their information out about it is gold. I mean, for decades and decades before that ever happened, it was all word of mouth, and it was, if a guy did you a bad job, you didn't know about it. But now with the internet, it's a very, very necessary resource. I highly recommend you use it. I did, and I'm very happy. Okay, now, when you found the person that you've got the bids and you've checked them out, Googled them online for their references and for, the job done and everything, and you're happy, then you have to make a deposit. Okay, because you have to have the design for the concrete guy to get started. Okay, and they aren't going to give you the design until you make a deposit. Okay, and sign a contract, and you're gonna auto sign, online, a whole bunch of stuff. And I suggest reading it close, because what I caught in the fine print is they said I was going to have to provide a scissor lift day of it was going to be put up, and that's something I didn't want to do. That's on them. That's their thing. So I called them back. I talked to them direct, and we hashed it out, and we changed that, took that out, and that saved me some expense. Didn't raise the price on the bid, but it's little things like that. I read everything. Don't trust nothing. Get yourself educated, and don't leave nothing. Ask questions. When I had I had several concrete guys out here, and I asked them a whole bunch of questions, and they all basically gave me the same one, except for one, which was the guy that I went with. And he said the right thing at the right time. And besides, he had done some work for a neighbor down the road from me, and I've seen his work, and they're very efficient and very good. And so once you get your deposit made and you're locked in, you sign the contract, then you're going to have to wait for about 5 days. I'm waiting for a bunch of color swatches so I can finalize the color that I want them to be. And then I have to have that blueprint for the concrete guy so he knows where to put the footings. It's on you. Okay, if you don't protect yourself and make educated decisions, you could cost yourself a lot of money. Okay, so this is what she looks like just roughed in, as you can tell just by looking at the height difference just from the drop of the ground. This is actually pretty flat. It's not anywhere near done yet, but you can see how we raised it way up in the back to keep the drainage off from in the front. And this is going to be the lean-to. 10 foot of this is the lean-to. And we got a nice big, he did me a favor and he piled all the dirt up on the side here for future use, for fill-in, for backfillage, for all of this once this gets done. Backfillage for all of this once this gets done. And then over here, this is the front edge of the building right here. This is the front edge of the building right here. And then this is the approach. We're doing 15 by 24 or 26 for the 2 foot, 10 foot doors, 2 foot, 10 foot doors. So this will be the approach. And then we're probably going to go, it's going to be concrete also to the step with the little, you know, a little bit of a thing on the front to keep, just in case, to keep any drainage out. And then we're going to come through and we're going to do gravel. We're going to cut this out, put gravel in here, and then use all that dirt right there to to fade everything in, to make everything look right. Well, today is a good day. We got something, I got something to show you. Yep, we have workmen doing their thing. All right, now there's some things that we found out the hard way about what you got to do when you get one of these poured for yourself. Now, the first one is that always make sure that you ask the producer of your chop if it needs a sheet step on it. What a sheet step is this right here. This is a sheet step. This right here. The spacing is for the doors, and that's a man door over there. And what this is this is a ledge for the metal to sit on off the foundation. So where you would think a 30 by 40, it's actually 40'7" by 30'7" for the forms, for the boards, for the outside boards. And so the 2x4s are being put in to make that step for the sheet to sit on. That's the first thing I learned. And of course, you know, we got the visqueen down and we're doing the rebar. And he's also done me some really good stuff. He started spreading out my dirt for me around my forms. We're probably going to have another one in. And we got the back done. And this will be the lean-to, 10 foot, 40 foot long, fill everything up. And like I said, he's run me some of my dirt out, spread it out for me. We'll get the shade here. But that's what the guys are doing right now. Is down there is putting the step in for the form. So I don't know if you can tell, but we're going to be pouring concrete 6:30 in the morning before sunlight. Now, the way he explained it to me is this, is that concrete does not like heat. Okay, so down here in the south, they want to start pouring before the sun comes up because it cures really fast. It gets thick in the tank as it's going down if it's hot. So the cooler you can keep it, the longer you keep the sun off of it, the easier it is for them to be able to spread into the forms. So that's where we're at. So after you get it set, you can pull the boards out the corners, but everything stays in place until you drop the concrete in, right? We can pull the batter boards. Batter boards, yeah. That, the rest of it has to stay till we get finished. Yeah, and then so back strip all that out. You'd be ready to put metal on. That's when I got to make the phone call. Once them boards come off. After he gets through raping you, then you can let that other guy have some. Yeah, no. I already got that one half paid for. Yeah, I already got. I had to pay half up front for them to start. I got to wait till it pulls off. I got to send them a picture. They got to fabricate everything. Yeah, they're doing it to order. Oh, I got. Yeah. Now on the rebar, you guys have one of those special little. Oh no, we ain't got. You do it old school? Yeah, we got the little twisties. Okay, I got you. Got our wire pliers and tie wire. You know. Yeah. Yeah, they was talking about buying one. We're fixing to do a great big parking lot. Big one. Big parking lot. They were talking about getting one. You got to have two people. Better, you got to go ahead of it and tear everything up. Right, you know? Right. You got to reach around that rebar. Yeah. Be messing up my tree. I actually trimmed it down for y'all. Really? Yeah, we come out here this weekend and you can see where we cut. We trimmed it up so we get space. That I guarantee you that oak tree's older than me and you put together. Yeah. Don't know if you know what that means. Can you hear it? We're pouring concrete. I don't know if you noticed, they don't ever quit. They never quit. Always constant. But living long enough, you know, it's like living next to railroad tracks. You don't hear it anymore. Okay, so I got them to explain to me what it is that the first thing is a test. They add a water, and then the second test, and they add a water again, and this is the third one, and this is the one that flows. And now he's vibrating it in to the edges to get under the step for that step board for the edge for the building. I don't know if you're hearing the tone, but they're using the laser to get the center right, center height right. I was wondering how they did that. That's pretty cool. Okay, the reason they're starting over there is because that's where the first pour was, and that's been here the longest. So they're starting on this edge, they'll work over to this edge, and then they'll finish up with the last little bit right here, which is the last 2 yards, but just this section right here. So, and right now it's kind of set up because it's leaving tracks where he's standing. It's just a little soft on the top. That's just the skim. But it's setting up really nice, and right now it's 10 o'clock. We started at 6. So they said we'll be done by noon. Well, we're not going to be done by noon. The weather is so nice. It's like 82 degrees right now. We got sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, as you can see, sun. But because it's not hot, it's taking longer for it to dry and for it to set up. So we're gonna be a little longer than normal, which is fine. It's part of it. But like they were telling me that weather, sunshine, overcast with sun shining, temperature, humidity, everything affects the cure time. She's curing out real nice. She's turning gray. We got the boards off, and this is the form getting fixed up for the lean-to right here, which looks like we're pouring it tomorrow. And we're setting up the forms for, this is the little porch piece for the man door, which goes right there, right here, man door. And then this is going to be the approach. We're going to go out, come across. And then it's going to come straight out from the edge of the building out there, just like that. And that's going to be the approach. And we're just dealing with the laser. Am I in your way? Yep. You don't get in the way of the laser. Hey, if you're here and you're watching, smash that like button. If you can see, I'm standing on my new pad. Well, good morning. And today is a good day because that is going there this morning. And when they come, they bring everything they could possibly need. They bring everything. But this is how it comes as a package. Already pre-made, pre-welded, pre-bent. Doors, windows, roll-ups, side pieces. And here's the tin. Everything you could think of, they bring. This crew apparently has done this a long time. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a very good day. Let me tell you, I've been around a lot of crews in my day working construction, but these guys have been here an hour, just an hour, and they barely speak to each other. They've been doing this a long time. They really know stuff. And so the bottom rail has been in, and then they'll cut this section out, and they're pre-skinning the eaves. And I mean, I've been around a lot of crews. Been a lot of crews in my day, and these guys have been doing this together a long time, guaranteed. They barely speak. Everybody knows their job. Everybody's doing their job. It's amazing to watch. The back leg's already put in. Puts it up over the top of the rail. They slip it in. Pump. In the slot. 2 screws. And it's done. Have you guys heard yet? Uncle Buck's Garage is giving its first giveaway, which is this engine as it sits. All right. This is the one in the video with almost 700,000 views. So if you want to know what's in this, watch that video. Buy yourself a little bit of merch, and you're qualified. You just got to send me a screenshot of the purchase. Good luck and have a good day. Oh boy, let me tell you. They're going to lunch, and the quality and the craftsmanship of these guys is astonishing. Okay, it's so good. The measurements that the concrete was done was spot on. I mean, you couldn't ask for any better. They've got this whole thing completely framed, purlins and all, and it's 12:30. They've been here 5 hours. All they got left to do is put a door and some windows in and skin it. That's it. And put the lean-to on the back. But let me tell you, for a guy that right out of high school went and framed with crews for several years and then spent 20 years working steel construction, these guys are amazing. They are flipping amazing. I am in awe I don't think they spoke 10 words to each other since they've been here for 5 hours. They know their job so cold, so cold. When they got out of the truck at 7:30 this morning, they went right to work. No words. They knew exactly what they needed, where they were going, and what they were doing. There's nothing. I mean, the most time they spent was make sure that the building was true and square. Hence the yellow strap. But other than that, this has been amazing to watch. This is, I'm in awe of these guys. I mean, they must have been doing this for a long time because they got this down cold. No other way for me to put it. This is just, it's amazing to watch. It's been a privilege for me to watch these guys work. All right, she's done. I'll give you a little walkthrough. As say, we got the window, the man door, and the two 10-foot doors, and those are spring loaded. So as soon as you unhook them, up they go. They come with a grab rope, and they went through and with the magnets and picked everything up. And the fit on everything is exceptional. They really did a good job. I mean, he literally turned around and came back to put, because he remembered he forgot one screw. He came back in to get one screw. And here's the lean-to, the walkthrough. And it's really the quality, craftsmanship and quality of these guys. It was amazing to watch. Like I said, they barely spoke. They barely spoke. And they just, everybody knew their job. There wasn't any complaining or griping or anything like that. They all knew what they needed to do. And of course, you know, we still have the beagles. But, so there's my ramp to get my lawnmower stuff in here, and I will be building racks and bringing the air compressor in here and the back man door. It's going to be a little echoey because, you know, it's shut up. Now, still got to go through, and he said the can spray foam is the best way to go. He said there's little spots up here, and all that you can see in the corners will be spray foam in those. But, so, I told him I was going to be bringing air conditioner in, and he left me some stuff in the corner, some L brackets and some self-tappers to match what's in here, and the door shut so nice. 2 days, and I say they did 12 hours yesterday. They run 7 to 7, and they got here about 7:30 this morning, and they rolled out of here at 4:30. Magnet picked all the extra screws up and all the little clippings and everything. This is pristinely clean. Now I need to sweep because this is all just leaves and stuff that blew in, but from the construction, there isn't any trash left. None. They bagged it all up. It's sitting back there in the bags right there, and I'll just haul it off in the morning. It's perfect. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier with this company. Now, it's the company's name is Grizzly, is a company I bought it through. The company that built this is a different company. And I mean, it came. They weren't missing anything. It was like I said, it was 4 guys, a truck, and a trailer, and everything to put this thing up. It was incredible to watch. It really. I mean, it really goes to show you what humans can do when they know what they're doing and they know how to work. You know, I mean, God bless them. I couldn't. It was so good. It was a privilege to see them work. All right, so if you're still here, like, share, subscribe, smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. Remember Thursday Night Lives, and now it's electric and it's insulation for the winter. Y'all be good.